One player the Bows will be relying on is a hometown sharpshooter who rarely misses his mark. His nickname may be Lil Top, but it seems Mr. Downtown would be more appropriate.
That is just such a big shot.
Chad Toppert is not only shooting a blistering 48% from beyond the arc, but he's buried some clutch threes during some key UNM victories.
Don't help on that drive there, and don't leave Toppert alone.
When I get an open look, I need to, make the most of it because, in conference play, I haven't really been able to get as many open looks as I've gotten before because they've scouted us.
The 6'6" sophomore is third on the team in scoring at 9 points per game, and once he lets one fly, he knows whether or not it's money in the bank.
Sometimes I think it's going in, and sometimes it pops out, but for the most part, I usually know when it's going in or not.
Defenses have definitely learned to keep track of number 33, which means this Albuquerque native may ultimately have to increase his range to continue to get his shot off.
I might have to do that.
Almost like a quarterback.
Yep, little shovel pass. Toppert, that is his game. He's the three-point shooter.
He can flat out shoot it. Made 5 the other night against Pepperdine.
He is 51% on the season from beyond the arc.
Well, see, Dan, when you have three-point shooters as a part of your arsenal, you got a chance always to come back.
Texas Tech once led by 20. 7 minutes into the second half. The lead is now 6.
Trying to get that spacing. When I talk about spacing, 15 to 17 feet apart. Tried to lay the great screen there for Jarius Jackson.
Shot clock at 6. Jackson the 3.
Desperation shot. Was not the kind of shot they wanted.
Zeno tried to save it, was not able to do it.
One of the great screeners of all time at Indiana was Brian Sloan, Jerry Sloan's son. Freddie Godelli now producing big-time NFL football. He labeled them Screen 45, baby. Sloan Screen 45.
Crowd doing what it can right now to try to help out the Red Raiders.
There's the 3 again.
They might be helping out the Lobos. Toppert with another.
Call your friends, baby. This may go down the wire. Call your friends. Forget about the pigskin. Get with the round ball. Will Bob Knight get that magical number? That's what we're sitting here wondering if it will happen. Can the Lobos say no?
Zeno again. What a job.
Remember, if Zeno has his way, they're going to get in the winner's circle. Which McKay wanted a walk-in violation. I'm getting a kick watching his mannerisms in front of us. Now the crowd gets loud. I told you don't get alive as we get down the end. Oh, he's on fire.
Another 3 for Chad Toppert.
Somebody call the fire chief. Put out the fire. He's burning the nuts.
The sophomore out of Albuquerque has made 3 threes in the last couple of minutes, and it's a 2-point game.
It was a 20-point margin at one time. In the first half, they were up 20, playing brilliantly.
Prince turns it over.
We got a tie game here if he tips that in. And he had the layup.
Yeah, he went looking for contact instead of the layup. And Henfield, instead of tying it, didn't get the basket, didn't get the foul.
He had the layup. He was too concerned about getting fouled rather than just take it to the goal and score. Should have went right to the rack with it.
They better figure out a way, though, to slow down Chad Toppert. He has 3 threes to get the Lobos right back into this game.
He had a hand right in his face, and the bench loves it. Look at the jubilation on our bench. They're 11-3 now, unblemished at home.
Coming up, we'll take a look at some of the controversies that have surrounded Bob Knight over the years. How have they affected his image? More on that when we come back. And Henfield and Toppert have gotten them back into the game. What about the threes for the Lobos?
Oh, they are shooting the trifecta. And that'll get you back. We talked about it.
When you look at New Mexico, of course, home sweet home. They're still 12-3 at home. Very tough to play. You see Top and K. We're talking about Chad Toppert and Ryan Kirsten, as the pregame show talked about. 9.3 points, 9.3 three-pointers per game. And then AJ and Tony D. Johnson came up big last game, had a good performance. He averages 7 rebounds a game. And Tony Danridge has to come through with the absence of J.R.
American as it gets. First for the visitors from Fort Worth. The coach's Neil P. Doherty, Hackett, Owens, Langford, and Alvardo Parker, the starting 5 for the home team. Lobos Prentice, Dandridge, Toppert, Johnson, and Daniel Ferris, the new face to the starting lineup with the absence of J.R. Giddens, who was suspended indefinitely a number of times. And each time we see them, they seem to fix one problem, and Toppert hits his first long-range shot.
He's going to get open because he's too good a shooter.
And once they fix one problem, Coach, it just feels like another problem occurs.
Exactly, and that's why they where they are now at the bottom of the league right now, because of situations like that. They're not very fluid all the way through, and you got to be a fluid basketball team this time of the year, this late in the year. You can't turn the ball over, and you got to take good shots, and you got to rebound the ball.
Langford with the miss, and I think they're going to get Parker again, bumping a little bit on Daniel Ferris. Indeed they do. It's his second personal foul.
Again, we go back to Toppert. He's a very smart basketball player. He's running in transition. He's spotting up. And once again, once the point guard gets the basketball and creates a help situation, he's going to get open looks. And most of the time, he's going to knock it down. He's one of the top 10 three-point shooters in the country.
Hackett and Parker sit down for TCU. Femi Ibekunle and Ryan Wall, who played at New Mexico for a couple of seasons, check in for Neil Doherty's Horned Frogs.
You can see on the out-of-bound plays, TCU goes zone. The change-up defense, top roll and curveball. But when you're shooting the basketball like that, you're not going to be able to zone very long if they continue to shoot it. Prentice
had 12 in the first meeting between these two. 6-point New Mexico lead.
One of the things you can already see is that they got Lobos got a lot more fire coming out tonight, and their guys are really fired up about playing the ball game tonight, looks like.
It's going to be a personal foul on Ibekunle. Give him a player control foul. The senior from Nigeria doesn't agree, but it's a turnover. Tough start early for TCU, but already it does appear to be a more cohesive New Mexico team.
Well, sure does. They're sharing the basketball. They're being a little bit more patient with the basketball. And certainly they're playing better defense because they're really getting out and getting after guys.
Anfield drives the scoop, won't fall in. Johnson can't grab it. Neiman Owens on the run. 1-on-3, pulls up, short. But the Horned Frogs get the board. Wall from the corner off the front of the iron, and Johnson corrals it.
Good job of Johnson blocking out there and securing the basketball. There's a spot up for Toppert.
He's 2 for 2.
He's too good a shooter. He's fired up. You got to get the basketball to a guy like that. And he probably hadn't gotten enough shots because some other people have taken shots away from him. He's a great shooter. Find that guy and put the ball in his hands.
Toppert 8th in the nation, three-point shooting. 47% on the season. Home crowd enjoying it. 15:31 remaining first half. Rich Chiellini alongside the New Mexico native, the man who grew up in Hobbs, Rob Evans. And you played at another school in the state. At 33, can flat out shoot it. Look at that. Almost 48% from beyond the arc.
Yeah, he's one of the top 5 three-point shooters in the country. Great shooter. That's a guy that shot the basketball a lot in his life in long range.
Local product, just a sophomore from right here in the Duke City.
Ball game.
TCU turns it over. Here come the Lobos with numbers. Toppert pulls up and drains it.
Oh, they're shooting freely. They spread the defense out because they got those long-range bombers out there.
Gunners are in, and now they try to turn up defensive intensity.
Ball extremely well from Treyville, 5 for 9 from a three-point line. And, of course, they did this against UNLV. They did this against San Diego State. Here you have great penetration, a nice lay-in by Prentice. Prentice had a very fine first half. Of course, Toppert is the guy from way downtown, 47% from the three-point line, leads in the top 5 in the country. And Prentice went from way downtown. That was area code 719. And here's Toppert, nice penetration in the kick. And Toppert, as we said, terrific three-point shooter. And New Mexico spread it out. That's kind of the style. They're kind of going to reinvent themselves and spread it out, penetrate, kick, and mostly go from outside. You can't let Toppert shoot the three. You got to tag him. You can't leave him. You cannot leave him. You got to tag him.